Hello guys, Wahoo here, back on a video. This time around we are doing a video on April 1st, and when I say it's not, it kind of sounds like it is, but it really isn't a 1st of April Fool jokes video at all. This actually has some real news in it, even though that the dev team made this funny April Fool's jokes patch notes, there's actually some real patch notes to them, or updates to it, and there's also been some other small things that's been happening in Trove that I didn't really feel like needed their own video, but now I basically have enough for a video going on, and we'll go over all of that in this video, of course. But just know that this is not a joke video or anything like that. This is actually something real that I feel like you guys should be aware of, because that's just what I do. I bring whatever I think is super interesting for you guys as well. And the first thing is the community letter that we are going to get. It's not a shameless plug of my own Discord, even though it's linked down in the description that you can join it. It is actually also because one of our nice community members actually asked on their Discord if we were going to get any sort of updates and such. And we are actually gonna get that. As you can see right here, that's basically on the Trovies. We're also gonna talk about more of that. But the raffle winners, we did that whole Trovians. It was the Oscars. They were kind of doing a thing there, and we were kind of nominating. I did a 17-minute video talking about which one was the best updates, which one was this and this and that. And actually you can see right here, as they say here, that they are done with the Trovies, and they talk about, this is the other community member, Damien, and then I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, but the other community member is wrapping up the upcoming community letter. You can expect it in the first week of April. So we are in the first week of April, so you will see another video. Maybe it will be tomorrow or Thursday or Friday. I will of course make a video as soon as it is out, because they're going to go into more detail where they're going to address the current situation and a sneak peek of the road ahead. So we are going to know some more that is going on in Trove. So the current situation, they're going to address that as well, and they're also going to make a sneak peek of the road ahead. We are not going to have big expectations what they are going to show us, because I know that the develop team is not super crazy big, so we shouldn't expect anything huge just yet. It might be huge, that'd be super awesome if it was, but I'm gonna keep expectations low for the moment, and then if something really amazing rolls out, then I will of course be super hyped about it. That's just a given. But as you can see, the community laid also a new kind of community event aiming to improve dialogue between players and the game team. So that is super awesome that they're also looking into that, because there was also something that was lacking. There was this, kind of barrier between people. Didn't really feel like they were heard or anything like that, but they are listening. They've said that multiple times now. So I really think we should bury that right now, that the dev team is for sure, as of right now, listening. We can't predict the future, right? Some developers might, end up going away because other opportunities or something else happens in their lives, who knows, right? And then some other people come in and we don't know how they are going to be. Hopefully they'll be just as good. We're just only gonna hope. But we don't want to spoil too much and keep the eye out for the next community letter. Of course, we are going to do the community letter because I always do the community letter. Just super awesome. But yeah, this is the Discord. Hey, I post stuff like this. You could be the one that could actually see this when actually not even see the video. So you can see it twice, I guess. Double up on awesome. But if you go back to the Trove's official Discord, of course, we will talk about the Trovies. We'll also talk about the community club event also as well. You can of course also go to the Trove. I actually have it linked right here. If I go back to our community, we have something called useful Trove Discords. There's a bunch of them right here, but of the top one here is the official one that you can go and check one out. So I'm gonna go back to this one, and you can see that you can see all these things under the announcements, and these are the patch notes. We'll end up doing those as well. But let's go with the Trovies. That's the one we voted on. That was kind of the Oscars of Trove, you can say it like that. And we can see the results of right here. So first it was the event category. Heckbucks in Love was the #1. That was also the one I picked. So if you picked that one, you picked right. No, and Spring Fling was the last one voted. I'm not really sure. I don't really actually remember the Spring Fling. So yeah, not really a big deal. But why it's a big deal that the Hexbox in Love, one, it was the one that had the NPC where you can actually buy the souls, you know, the souls of the souls for the, of course, the mythic gear. That's the one you could buy. You had a set amount. There was also the lunar event where you could farm as many as you wanted, but it was random when you are going to get it. I much rather have the Hexbox in Love, where you can actually know how many you can buy and you can kind of calculate how many you are going to get. And yes, you might not get a ton of them, but if you get it some way or another in every single event, you can kind of plan ahead, as I also did in the video where I was talking about that if we got as many every single event, and we have about 12 events a year, then you would have a full set of maxed out, what's it called, mythic gear in 2 years. And yes, it sounds pretty crazy, 2 years, right? But better than you're not working towards it, right? And I mean that if you are a new player, this is something you could work towards. And then when I wouldn't say it would take you 2 years to get there, but when you basically get to the point, maybe it will take you 6 months, 9 months to get to that. If you're completely starting out, you don't know much, and you haven't watched many of my videos, then you know that it will take you some time, but then at least you will have a good stack when you get to that Crystal 5 gear that you can maybe turn it into, you know, a mythic gear, and then maybe also 1 star on it and something like that, because you're doing the events. That's just super amazing, right? That's something that I feel like is great. Next thing was the new feature, and that was the gear crafting. They don't say anything else because I don't think anybody else voted. I'm not sure, of course there might have been, but if you picked gear crafting, as I also did, you are a winner as well. I think this was the only update that's really been amazing. They haven't again said anything about the other ones. Maybe it's because of the feedback. I don't know. I just feel like a little bit sus when they don't put anything there. But anyways, gear crafting was definitely the best update we have gotten as well. Then it was packs. I'm not going to go too much over of that because it's real money. So really, I also kind of skipped it, you know, in the other one. But it was actually the bamboo dragon that got the most. And I'm not sure if that was really one. But I talked about it in the video as well that I don't really think that it should have been a pack. It should have been something you could also farm, as you can do now with the April Fool's event as well. You can do basically all the previous years as well as we could do in other events as well. So yes, it's great that you can actually obtain it, but we should have just be able to obtain it as well. It was not really conflicting with each other, you know, the 2 dragons that you could get, you know, the new one and the old one. So you could just have done both of them at the same time. I know it will in the future be maybe a lot, but right now it could have been like this. I don't know. I'm not going to talk too much about the pets. Then it was classes, the Shadow Hunter #1, and the run-up was the Boomeranger. Not really something super amazing or anything like that. It's just, you know, classes. Shadow Hunter has been, but I'm really happy that the Shadow Hunter is still #1, that it's still really a fan favorite of everybody else as well. So then they talk about what we felt about the, you know, the event and stuff like that, and we'll talk about that as well. But they talk about, hey, you can go to the feedback thing, and then you can like let us know what the, you know, what you felt about the Trovies, and I did so as well. So we'll talk about that when we get to that part as well. Then we got the community club event, and it's just a community club event. If you go here, you can know some more about it, but it's a community club event, and it's really amazing. I love when they do events. I don't mind. I'm not personally gonna participate in the club event because our club is not super amazing, but there are some super crazy, amazing clubs out there, and maybe yours that is watching right now. You should definitely enter. If somebody wants to enter us or something like that, I'm totally down for that. I just, you know, I just don't really feel like it's my thing. But I love it. I think amazing. More events, more spotlights on clubs and communities around them and stuff like that, because there's amazing out there and they need a lot of appreciation for at least what I think as well. But go check this out. There's more event stuff. If you click this one here, you'll get to the page and I'll show you more about it. But then we have the patch notes for the Mystic Ascension update for April 1st special. So first of all, this is an April Fool's joke. Just want to clear that out if you were not clear about that. But they are, all these patch notes are, not all of them, I'll get to that in the bottom, but these are basically completely, you know, a joke, and it should not be taken, of course, anything near it. But I do want to say something right here. I think this one, if you see between the lines, if you could say it like that. They are aware of what is going on. So they're basically over dramatic, or like over say, like we can just kind of talk about it. They are thrilled about major update, truly challenge the dedicated grinders. The introducing the Mythic Gear 2. So Mythic Gear 2, they're talking about that. That's at least something. So they're talking about it. So I'm not saying it's coming to the game. I'm not confirming anything like that. But, and I know it's in the joke, but the point is that they're talking about it. So it's kind of in their minds, if you know what I mean. And because they breeze through, and says, because breezing through Mythic level 1, that's a joke, was too relaxing and far too quick. Again, read between the lines. They know that it is too grindy. That's what I'm saying. Like, just basically referring this to just like kind of the opposite, right? It is not too relaxing. It's not too easy. It's not too quick. It is opposite of all that. So here we go, expecting absolutely balanced. Again, they know it's not balanced. 100% grind friendly. Yes, 0% grind friendly. And again, they know that. That's why they're riding it. And so now they're talking about a new resource that's coming in, because they know that people, if they need a new resource they have to grind, that is going to be just as crazy as the other souls we got, right? Then, and maybe even crazier, because it's going to be even more. So that's why they're making this joke about the Super Soul Shards. It's not even a super clever name, but it's cool. It's fair enough, right? But yes, to craft all the Mythic 2 level gear. So we are probably going to get Mythic Gear level 2 at some point. But I do want to have I have some thoughts on that, but we'll go through the rest of it. They say now all Mythic materials required to be tripled. That's right, more farming, more fun. So they mean like if you need the triple of the amount, well, it's gonna be triple as fun. That's kind of the joke. And now it's also luck-based resources. They kind of say goodbye to guaranteed drops. And yes, you do get some guaranteed drops when you do the delves and all that stuff, but there's a lot of RNG in there as well still. So this is actually not like a joke thing. This actually kind of is kind of a real thing, if you know what I mean. So it's not really, but it is, they basically mean that it's going to be even more RNG, what they basically mean. And then there's also even more new delve only resources. So this is again a stab at that some of these, you know, souls and some of the stuff you do have to be like specifically going to the delves and doing it. And that's something I've been kind of against. I haven't been against doing things together with people. Right now, if you saw my idea video from, you know, Christmas and stuff like that, I did focus on a lot of things. It became a very long video, but the essence of it was a social update. So the delves is super, super amazing if you can do it with people that can, you know, do it. If you know what I mean, like it doesn't mean only the new delve, but also the old delve. We do have the sign up thing, you know, in the hub, but nobody's really signing up for it. Like maybe some new players out there, but usually you kind of move really quickly into doing all the other things. So my idea was the social update, like a social update where it is, you know, able to find people and do these things like signing up as a group or something random, and you can get it through power rank. There's a lot of numbers that can be mixed and matched together to finding people that can actually do it, and you put in your light stat and all that stuff. All these datas are in the game, so they can actually, you know, when you open it, they know how much light you have and how much power rank and such. So there is able to do so, because right now as is, you have to find people that knows that are going to do it, right? Maybe you can find it through a stream like Cash and Clean, for example, or somebody else, right? I don't do it very much, so I'm not really the most best person to ask about it. But the point is that if we have a social feature that's implemented in the game, instead of you having to know a specific Discord or a specific person in game or a specific stream or content creator, then it will just be much better to have that as well. I'm not saying fixing the problem. I'm definitely not saying that, but I'm just saying with this here, I love that we have something grindy, but we also make it very impossible to grind it because we don't have access to the features to grind it, actually. That's what I'm saying. And then of course they also talk about a store option, and then they basically don't panic, it's not all real, happy Fool's Day. So of course they say it is a joke, of course, all of this one here. And about 2/3 of the current median age of the world. Okay, I'm not really sure what that one is supposed to be, but the point is, I think this is super, super amazing as a kind of a stab at themselves, knowing what is going on in their game. So it's not like totally oblivious to them, but they are actually listening to people, and people are talking about these things. They are aware of these things, and that's the main part. Like, we didn't know if they were aware of, like, of course they're aware of it, but they weren't really talking about it. So I think this is a great way to show and, you know, kind of explain what is going on. And here is the kicker, if you can say it like that. Basically, shout out to this person that did the inspiring to the joke. And yes, they say right here, we read every thread and we're truly grateful for all your feedback, even the most critical of it. This is, we don't know if this is true or not. I'm going to assume that is going to be true, because who likes to hear any like bad feedback? Because like, or not bad feedback, but you know, super critical, like just like a word, fix it. Like, okay, sure, you want it fixed, I super appreciate that, but what do you want me to fix about it? Like, I'm totally down to fix it. I just need to know, like, if you just say fix it, that's not really something they can use anything. Like, say, hey, fix it because I need to do this. Or basically what I said just before about the delves. The delves is fine. We just need methods to do the delves, to find people to do it with, and not having to know which Discord should I be on, and should find the right video, and find the right content creator, or find the right club, or whatever. This is just the opportunity that we need to find all of these things. But there is a public test realm. I'm pretty sure this is going to be real, but here's something real. We can't be 100% sure of it. Of course, I'll make a video, so keep an out for the channel, also for the community letter as well. And they make the public test realm this week, so we will have a public test realm. But they are going to have something called a brand new game mode that lets you visit Luxian land. We do have the weird Luxian guy down here, and more for Luxian the generous, Luxian the benevolent, and Luxian the gracious. In the endless mercy, Luxian will offer new services, introducing an updated version of missing features from the last Snowfest. Yes, a feature similar to donations making a comeback. So stay tuned for more details when the PTS go around, and also prepare for phased Luxian's trials. So I really feel like this is real, because it doesn't really sound over dramatic. So I'm thinking we're getting a smaller update they've probably been working on since Christmas, where they want to introduce Luxian as a more main character guy, instead of just having it coming in every single other week. But I think that is not changing. But maybe we will actually have a world where Luxian is going to be, but also Dark Luxian is going to be, and also Fluxian. So basically taking them out of a hub and giving them their own world, where they are going to be up, and maybe more information about when are they going to be up, and all sorts of stuff like that. Maybe that is going to be what it is, and maybe there are also going to be a rotation of different, Luxians and stuff like that. We'll of course post every single stuff about that every single week, as we've always been doing for both Luxian and Dark Luxian as well. So of course keep an eye out for that video as well. And lastly, if you can see right over here, we do got the 2 threads right here. So we got the Trovies as of right here, and also information about the last one. Basically, this is what we saw in the beginning. As you can see right here, Damien is one of the community members. As you can see, a good friend here asked about that, and then it started a whole thread that you can also go to and talk about some more as well. And then we got, of course, the Trovies for this one as well. And I do want to mention this one right here, but love the Trovies. As I said, I hope we'll be back next year. And for feedback, I made a whole video on it, as you all probably know, the Trovies. And then Damien right here actually gave it a heart, so we actually saw my comment, which is really amazing, because then he has of course, the information, or he knows that the video is around, so he can probably go check that out, and also the comments. And that is really, really important. to get that feedback out there. I would suggest that you use the Discord for feedback if you want to get it directly to them, but it doesn't hurt to comment on my video the same thing so they can see it 2 times. And yeah, sure, they, seen it a lot of times, but the more places you post it, the bigger chance there is them for seeing it, because there is a lot of stuff going on, so just saying, might as well, post it in the comments as well. So that was a long update video, but I just had I think there's some cool stuff in here, even though these are jokes, patch notes, for example. I think this is something that they're aware of, and that's kind of like the most important thing for me, is that they are aware of the community, they're listening to the community. I don't think they should do everything the community says, but at least if they're listening, that's the first step. But they should definitely do their own thing, but mix in some community stuff without just saying this is only our game and we're not listening to community at all. And I really feel like they're doing that in this video right here, or my video, but doing it right here. And also more of communicating. We just want more communications. The community letters were awesome. I'm really looking forward to get it done again. I've really been missing them, so I hope they're gonna come back a lot in the future as well. So anyways, this was enough for this video right here. It became a lot longer than I expected, but suddenly I had a lot on my mind, and I hope you guys are so as well. I'm very excited for the community letter, like I said, and also what is coming to Trove. And again, happy April Fool's Day, even though this was not a April Fool's joke. It was actually a real video. So anyways, take care. See you guys very soon. More this week, for example, because it is going to be more public test realm. We are going to do the community letter. Everything is coming. We are going on the right track. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!